Well, I read in the news where Russia says they're going to be selling their oil and gas in rubles, and the European Union and some other European Union countries and Germany says no, they rejected paying for gas and other commodities in rubles. But I'll tell you this goes to show the hypocrisy, arrogance amongst in the Western countries. Yeah. It goes to show that they're still living in their colonial past. They still have the same colonial mentality, thinking they will dictate for others in what currency they will sell their goods and services or commodities. Just look at it this way. In free market or capitalism, we're told that a seller has the right to tell you how much or the terms or in what currency they're selling their goods, services, or commodities. And you, as the buyer, you have the right to negotiate on what terms or what currency to buy those goods and services with. Okay, that's the principle of free market: willing buyer, willing seller, willing seller, willing buyer. It has to be that way. So now, my question is this. I'm speaking from the African perspective. Growing up in the streets of Africa, I've always been wondering, why is our country's currency worth more, what less to the Western currencies? Like one unit dollar costs more than up to 500 units in my local currency, depending on which country you're from in Africa. And I've been wondering, what are we even importing? Because I remember in economists were told supply and demand principles, I think theory. So now, and I ask myself, what are we even importing from UK? Or what are we even importing from the European Union? Or what are we importing from Germany? Why is their currency worth more than ours? So Russia's push to sell their commodities and their currency, the ruble, it goes to expose a whole lot of things for us in the global south. Now we're coming to see the hypocrisy and how the system is rigged against us. Because, tell me, for a country like say Nigeria per se, with vast mineral resources, and why is it that our currency is what less, like 1 unit of, I'll need to have up to 500 or 600 units of naira to be able to purchase dollar. That is the exchange rate. So it goes to show a whole lot of things. You know, when we're growing up, if we go on Google to search for a picture of poverty, we'll always see the picture of African kids. We'll search for pictures of global instability, or we'll see this picture of African kids. Kwashiorkor, malnutrition, they show us African kids. So now the question is, are we really poor? We're not poor, we have our resources. Then why is it that this Western countries will not be dictating to us in what currency that they will buy our resources? I think it's time for us to understand now that we have the more power. We can actually sanction them if they don't agree to our terms, and not the other way around. The other way around gives them much more leverage over us and makes them control our government. I want to see an independent country, a truly independent country in Africa, that makes their decision, foreign policy, based off of their being independent. Look at Zimbabwe. The women and children are suffering. The youth are suffering. Why are you sanctioning them? It hurts for me to look at what is happening on my own continent. So now it comes to it begs for the question is of has slavery or colonialism, has it actually ended? Did it actually end? When they'll come colonizers, the colonizers, colonial settlers, they will come and tell you this is how much you're gonna buy this. It goes to show that slavery never ended. Colonialism never ended. So now, the global South, the Africans and the Middle Eastern countries, we are closely watching. Because you think it's going to end with Russia? No, it's going to have a ripple effect. You're not going to tell other countries on what currency you're going to buy their goods and services. They will tell you what currency they're selling. Then you have to negotiate on how to facilitate the exchange rate and purchase whatever you need. It's called willing buyer, willing seller. It's capitalism, is free market. So, it's not going to end there. I'm sorry. It's not going to end there. It is going to have a ripple effect. No. What's happening now with gas for Ruble is a test case, because it is going to happen. In the global South, they're going to tell you that they're selling it in their current currency. You facilitate with their exchange banks to purchase whatever you want to purchase. Because I see that it takes away the power of the Western countries to print and print and print and print and come and then tell us they were going to buy our resources and this. Just go and print up papers and then come and buy our resources up with it. No, we will tell you what currency we're buying or we're selling. You have to decide if you want to buy or not. It's going to be a lesson from African brothers and sisters and the continent, the government, because the future lies in our hands and we have to decide in what direction the future goes. And nobody, no Western or colonial or foreign power, be it China, Russia, the EU, the US, no country would dictate to us in what direction we will have to move as a country, as a continent, as a people, as a nation, as a people with great history. Yeah, Russia, they're not, it's not for me to judge their government. If the people of Russia feels their government is good for them, it's left for them to deal with. But I'm thinking that it's not going to end with Russia. Other nations will rise up to tell you they're selling their goods and services in their own local currency. Every country wants to boost their GDP. They want to boost their exchange rate, their currency strength. So no wonder I keep wondering, this GDP thing the system is a rigged system. We don't import anything we don't buy anything from United Kingdom. And why is the British pounds worth more than my currency when we don't buy anything from you? We don't buy anything from EU or the US. They actually depend on us. We don't depend on them. So it's a lesson from African country brothers and sisters and different governments to sit up and carve out policies that will strengthen our economy, improve the lives of our people, and stabilize our economy, our currency, and make sure our people are living happily and secured. Thank you. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe to IKEMS channel.